I'm on.
Good
Yes, sir,
evening,
you are audible.
Siddhartha. Welcome.
Okay, okay, okay.
Siddhartha,
So,
welcome.
welcome all. And shall we start?
I'm here.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so good evening, everybody. And today is our last week and first day of the last week, our online short duration course on artificial intelligence for rural development and agriculture. And last 3 weeks we have discussed different aspects, but today it is a day for agriculture, purely on agriculture. So how artificial intelligence can help for agriculture development, and how farmers can be uh, beneficial for this
Hello.
for this session with Professor Siddhartha Mukhopadhyay, and he will discuss on the various aspects on how artificial intelligence can be helpful and agriculture in different way. Siddhartha, welcome. But today I am little bit far from my place, so I can't concentrate right now. And please today manage entire day, and I will join whenever it's possible. Okay, I'm on the way, and I will join. So with this, we have already circulated your short profile and also the flyer to the group, and we'll come back. But one thing I would like to share to everybody, that Professor Siddhartha Mukhopadhyay is very close to me. I have learned a lot, different aspects related to rural development, and he is from the same university when I am alumni. I did my masters and PhD from the same university, and that time he mentored me in different way. He is from the same place, Vishwabharati University. He is a professor of Department of Agriculture. And over to Siddhartha, Professor Siddhartha Mukhopadhyay. He will look after the entire session, and whenever possible, I'll join, and I will interact with them. Over to Siddhartha.
ফোন আছে কিনা বলে আপনি কানেক্ট হয়ে যাওয়ার কথা।
বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে।
ওই জন্যই বলছি আপনি কানেক্ট হয়ে যাবে। অন থাকলে ওটা মনে অফ হয়ে গেছে। দাও আপনার হবে। অফ হয়ে গেল কেন ওটা?
এই যে Hello. So I lost my connections for a while, and let me start the presentation. Am I audible?
Yes,
Anybody,
sir.
please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Then I'm sharing the slides.
Yes, you're audible. We can hear you now.
Yes. Then we can start. Share. So, you can see slides. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So this is the application of AI in agriculture, and I was going through the schedule of lectures you have come across since few days, weeks rather, and there are so many speakers have talked about the application of AI in agriculture. So maybe many of the parts would be repetition for you people, but still then some of the parts may be new as well. Myself, Professor Siddhartha Dev Mukhopadhyay from Department of Agricultural Extension, Institute of Agriculture, Vishwabharati, Shantiniketan, West Bengal. And yes, AI, artificial intelligence, whatsoever the intelligence we do have, we are really in this decade, we are banking on the AI to solve many of our problems. So before going to the application of AI in agriculture, let us refresh our knowledge, whatever we are having. And you are also having, since you are coming across some of the lectures given by many of the renowned faculties as well. So as all we know is AI is a thing smart like a human, artificial intelligence, and many of the applications we can see throughout the globe and in our mobiles as well as on computers, right from the ChatGPT to Siri and ultimately the robot teacher and all the drones and everything. So we can see the application of AI in many of the fields, and agriculture is no exception in that way. And it is the AI is the study of how human brain think, learn, decide, and work. This is something stupendous things the scientists are working on. So whatsoever we can think as a human being, we can learn as a human being, we can decide and work on some specific topics, and that can be done by a machine and through some software, through some softwares. So this is really a humongous work indeed. And AI is input to computer functions. As
Babul Hazarika, please mute yourself. Babul Hazarika.
Hopefully, he has muted himself. And as we already know, since the computer came during the 90s in India, and we have found that the computer can reduce our manual job, and computer can do many more functions in a much improved manner. But from 1990 in Indian perspectives to the 2020-25, it has a quantum jump the computer has taken, and the shape is altogether different of what computer we had during the 1990s in Indian context, and what the essence of computer we can see through AI during the 2025. So it's always to improve the functions of the computer, which can reduce the manual labor as well as the accuracy and the precision of any kind of activities to be performed by any in any domain as well. So next is techniques like machine learning and many other things are there. Natural language processing, computer vision, and robotics. These are the components of AI through which the AI performs as well. So next, shall we come to some of the examples of the artificial intelligence? These are the virtual personal assistants. We do have every time the Siri, the Google Assistant, and Amazon Alexa, as well as different other things, the virtual personal assistants even provided by the AI. And these autonomous vehicles, another example of these autonomous vehicles is drones, self-driven cars, and many other things in agricultural equipments are also autonomous vehicles we have developed with the help of the AI. And then the healthcare and diagnosis and treatment. It's a tremendous work done in the healthcare diagnosis and treatment as well. And it's from the remote, you can go for any kind of diagnosis and treatment through the use of the AI in computer. And one thing is the IBM's Watson for health. And this is another IBM's lawyer for law and everything, the Google's DeepMind. And you can even the recent time DeepSeek has arrived in the market from the China as well. So recommendation system. So this recommendation system, Netflix, Amazon, and Spotify, we do know about the things, and this recommendation system even refers to our, I mean, the decision support system, whatever we are having in the expert system. You may call it an expert system in the agriculture as well. So and fraud detection as well. Even in mobile, you got Truecaller is something which is the breeding ground of AI to be used in the fraud detection, and any sort of fraud detection in any sort of transaction. Netflix, Amazon, and Spotify is there to use this fraud detection transactions whatsoever, and save the people from to become the what is called victim of the fraud to be done by some other persons. So what are the importance of artificial intelligence? Let us go for that one. See, for doing a big job and in a precise manner, we need to read and analyze humongous amount of data, which is humanly almost next to impossible. So, and if it's in a big way, somebody is think of, so that becomes a very, very tedious job for going all these kinds of data to be analyzed and data to be read at the same time. And throughout the world, there are so many data available. Today is the world of data, and data science is coming up in a big way. And reading that data and analyze those data in the for the particular work to be performed, particular task to be performed, is a really humongous work, and which can take many of the years of the human life to do all these things, and which can be done by AI within a blink of eye. And next is higher cognitive skills. So whatsoever the artificial intelligence can do in terms of the cognitive skills, which is much more higher and voluminous than that of the human being. That is another importance of the artificial intelligence. We can use the higher level of cognitive skills in studying some of the things as well. And repetitive learning, what it is. So human behavior is something like that. We do not used to it. Reading the things, whatever we have read earlier. So repetitive learning is really something boring and something really time-consuming thing. But in case of AI, this repetitive learning is very much needed, and for that matter, artificial intelligence is very much helpful for going for the repetitive learning, so that some decisions, some observations may come out through the repetitive learning of the past. And this is another thing. And accuracy is another factor, of course, which is the most importance of the artificial intelligence, the accuracy. Whatever the performance of computer is doing, even like a god, computer cannot tell you lie. So this is the kind of accuracy. So whatsoever they are fed with, the program they are built up, they are using the program. The accuracy is another factor, and this accuracy is almost more than a huge mile ahead of the human accuracy whatsoever in the field of any type of actions as well. So types of artificial intelligence, let us refresh that knowledge based on the capabilities, what that can be. There are two types of based on capabilities. One is narrow AI, which is supposed to perform a specific task, which is having the feature like specialized capabilities and almost is limited in scope, and it is having the lack of consciousness, like Siri or Alexa. There's recommendation system, image recognition software, chatbots, and autonomous vehicles. These are the example of the narrow AI. But beyond that, we are having another category of AI, which is called general AI. It is the replica of the human brain. And it's no difference between the machine and human being in terms of the general AI. What are the features? Features are human-like cognitive abilities, adaptability, and consciousness. This consciousness, which is happen to be thought of the innate human ability to having the consciousness, this consciousness can be used by the general AI system as well. Third is super intelligent AI, which is the scientists are working to develop the super intelligent AI, which is yet to become the reality as well. But the features are cognitive superiority much more than the human being, rapid learning and adaptation much more than the human being, and at the same time it is having some ethical and existential risk as well. We can even remember the story of Frankenstein as well. This super intelligent AI might be one day would become that Frankenstein kind of thing. That is, the existential risk is also associated with the super intelligent artificial intelligence. Next is based on functionalities. We have come across the based on the capabilities and now the functionalities. What is that? Some of them are called the reactive machines. What are those? This is the most basic type of AI and purely reactive. Neither can form memories. This is not having the memories to use further, nor can use the past experience as well. It's instantly, it works like the IBM's Deep Blue chess playing supercomputer. It was once it was employed and it could won over the world chess champion, but at the same time it cannot having that kind of memory or the past experience to be used. How I have won over this last, the world champion, and that data can be, once again, they cannot use. This is the reactive machines type of machines. Another is limited memory, can look into the past, but not the ability to predict what happened in the past. Usage of that machine, this limited memory usage, uses the memories of the memories, what they are having, to form decisions, of course. And third one is the theory of mind machines, the early form of artificial intelligence, so yet to materialize, and they create representation of the world. So whatever the world a human being live on or can see or think of, this is the world. This can represent, the theory of mind machines can represent that world as well. Machines of this time would also have an understanding of other entities. Suppose if I am living in a room, I do know who is living in the next room in my home, right? Like this theory of mind machines, the machines can identify whosoever or who are the elements existing in their world in which the machines are kept. This is the theory of mind machines. And fourth one is the highest order, is the self-aware machines. The most advanced type of AI, and understanding it has having the ability to understanding of the world, understanding of the others, and understanding of itself. This is very important, the understanding of the itself. For example, like human being, we do have that kind of esteem, that kind of ego, that kind of sense of prestige, that kind of sense of association, participation, assimilation with other members of the society. This is the sense of the it's myself. And this machine is having that kind of sense, that kind of understanding of the self itself, self-awareness machine. That is the highest order of AI which we can have in the present world order. Scope of artificial intelligence.
Hello.
Agriculture. Yes.
Excuse me, your slides are not being displayed.
Slides are not being displayed?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
It is visible, SP Mansal. Please,
It's
Mansal,
visible.
it is
Seeing the slide
Okay.
clearly.
Let me see my that.
Okay.
The slides are displayed clearly. Maybe it's from your
Okay.
end.
Okay. So what are the scope of artificial, let me put the things in the
Yeah, the slide
agriculture
is
as
not
we-
showing here too. Yes, true.
Shall I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. So now this is the main area. What could be the scope of artificial intelligence in agriculture as well? This can be a game changer in terms of many of the things. Whatever the functions we do conduct in the process of agricultural or the bioproduction system, that can even be put under the artificial intelligence guidance. So, for example, the satellite data, which can be used for the capturing the images and offering predictions regarding the future yields. Not only the future yields, what are through this satellite data, you can go for what is the forestry, destruction of the forestry, what is the rivers and rivulets, what is the groundwater status, what is this texture and soil, texture and structure of the soil. Many of the things through the satellite data we can capture, which are very much essential for the agricultural production process. Second is farmers can get the assured returns from their agricultural investment. That is the another scope. Because this can go for the AI can offer you an opportunity for precision farming. This precision farming is something like that, not the blanket application of the fertilizer or the manures or the seeds or the pesticides, but to go for the precision recommendation or precision application. If the application is 80.5 kgs, not to go for 81 kgs of fertilizer or nitrogen or anything else. That kind of, if it is required 1 liter of water, not to go for 1 liter and 250 ml of water for irrigation purposes. If it requires 50 ml of the any chemicals, pesticide chemicals, not to go for 52 ml of the chemicals. In that way, it can reduce the cost of investment of the inputs, as well as AI can reduce the labor cost as well. At the same time, it offers the higher productivity and higher return. So the farmers can get the assured returns from their agricultural investment as well. Through the application of AI, farmers can avoid any unknown damage from the pest attack or the sudden climate change or anything else whatsoever. This unknown damage which they cannot foresee, but the AI can foresee that these are the things can come up, and out of which they can avoid that damage of all these things. Less labor intensive, as I said a minute ago. The application of AI saves the labor investment in agricultural process, which is otherwise the labor intensive production function. Optimum use of natural resources. This offers this kind of thing. These natural resources, this is not going to be, I mean, we cannot add on natural resources to our present basket of natural resources. This is one obstacle we do have. So within the given natural resources, we are supposed to feed the ever-increasing human population, animal population, and to keep the seed reserve. So there is a necessity of the optimum use of natural resources. That's why throughout the world, we are talking about the sustainable agriculture, we are talking about the natural farming, we are talking about the organic farming, and these are all coming into the optimum use of the natural resources. And AI can help a farmer to go for that kind of optimum use of natural resources as well. And it helps to move towards sustainable natural farming, as I was talking about. With the help of the AI, we can move towards, that is the sustainable development goals we have adopted throughout the globe, that sustainable natural farming we need the need of the hour. And it also helps us to integrate different practices. For example, we do have the expertise about the integrated nutrient management, integrated water management, integrated pest management, but all these things are in research papers and the textbooks as well. But because while in practice we are putting all these things at the farmer's field, there comes up different kinds of problems. But with the help of this kind of artificial intelligence, all these technologies, pest control, all the technologies under pest control, all the technologies under the nutrition management, all the devices or all the possibilities under the water management, we can integrate everything together so we can have the better output as well. At the same time, the farming is not alone, not devoid of the livestock management, not devoid of the beekeeping, not devoid of the mushroom keeping and everything. So all these across sectors can be integrated through the use of the artificial intelligence, so to have a holistic production system, bioproduction system from the farmer's field as well. So these are some of the startups which has already have taken place, like Peat, Satsure, Earthfood, etc. And there are several AI-powered technologies like robotics, agri-tech, drones, predictive analysis, soil moisturing, monitoring devices, satellite imagery, etc. And let us go for different artificial intelligence-powered projects in Indian agricultural sector. What that are? So first it comes to Enam. Enam is an online trading platform for the farmers, for the producers, and the market agents as well. So where from the farmers can get all the information and sell their products in the higher price and higher available price as well. And where from the buyers can also, I mean, the wholesalers can get their products. At the same time, this provides a easy and fraud-free transaction among the buyers and the sellers as well on online basis. Second is AI for precision farming. This is another area for the projects of the Indian agriculture sector. The concept of precision farming uses the new technologies and collected field information together, get it jumbled up, analyzed, and come up with the precise prescription for going for different technologies. The precision farming is doing the right thing in the right place and at the right time. If out of 5,000 plants, tomato plants, if 50 plants are affected, not to go for any kind of application of pesticide for all the 5,000 tomato plants, but go for the 50 affected plants is the right thing in the right place and at the right time. Collected information makes the technology more precise and optimal. This is what we are always talking about, the optimal application, optimal output, optimal input investment. So this precision farming allows us, with the help of the AI, to go for the more precise technologies to be applied and in an optimum manner. And the artificial intelligence can accurately predict the crop yield through the precision farming as well. It reduces labor, water, and inputs, as well as assures quality produce. These are the areas of what we can get the help of the AI help for precision farming. Now, this is the circle of the precision farming cycle. Right from data is the main thing over there. You can see the computer, that the data are received trapped in the computer, the data is being processed in the computer, coming up with that may be the harvest data. From the harvest data, from the scratch, it has been started. And through analysis, it can go for what is the yield, what are the weed, what are the topography, etc., and produce all those maps. And ultimately, prescription maps they can produce. So what should be the prescription for different technologies for getting the desired level of output? And ultimately, this application phase comes up is the fertilization, planting, spraying, and scouting. Some sort of supervision is always needed, and it goes back to the harvest. And from that harvest data, once again, the computer process stores all this data, AI stores all this data, and process for the next year. And in that way, they can predict what is the productivity of that particular crop in a particular region for the next year. It analyzes, it plans, it applies, and ultimately the results are obtained. This is the cycle of the precision farming. Let us go for some of the projects as well. We are going for this is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. In that case, crop loss due to or damage arising out of unforeseen events. So from the satellite images, the government can capture the data, how much land is affected or how much crop is damaged due to some kind of unforeseen reasons. And accordingly, the farmers can get the bima, the insurance, the money for the insurance. This is AI-based one AI-powered project is being run. PM Kishan is the Pradhan Mantri Kishan Samman Nidhi is again an initiative by the government of India for the small and marginal farmers. And again, the satellite data can capture all who is the owner of that land, and accordingly they can get up to ₹6,000 per annum as minimum income support. Third is Agri-Uran. This is a startup for the scale up the stage of production and agri-business startups. And it's through the rigorous monitoring, industry networking, and investor pitching as well. This initiative is a 6-month program launched by the Hyderabad. And government of Karnataka inks MOU with the Microsoft to empower the smallholder farmers with AI-based solutions. So this is another project is coming up in a big way. And then this is a Maha Agri-Tech mark of the project of the Maharashtra. Maharashtra, this is the two centers are associated with Maharashtra Remote Sensing Application Center, MRSSE, and National Remote Sensing Center to assess the area of the land and the conditions of select crops in select talukas. They are supposed to advise that kind of thing, assessing the land, what should be the best crop and in which taluk that crop should be produced. That are the kind of decisions they are providing. So these are the areas in which artificial intelligence and what not, weather forecasting, soil health monitoring system, analyzing the crop health, precision farming, identifying plant disease, detecting pest infestation, agricultural product grading, alerts on crop infestation, detecting weeds, irrigation, warehousing, and whatnot. These are the different areas. As I was telling that thing, in every sphere of agricultural production system, artificial intelligence can be successfully used. So let us have some of the examples of different activities what AI can perform in the area of agriculture. First is crop and soil monitoring. Let us go for that. Drones can be captures aerial image data, train the computer with that vision models, and that goes up to the visual sensing AI, which can analyze and interpret the data to track crop health, to make accurate yield predictions, and to detect crop malnutrition much faster than the humans. And thirdly, the AI models, AI works through a models, agriculture models. We shall be talking of that models afterwards. AI models can inform farmers of the specific problem areas so that they can take immediate actions. In that way, we can monitor the crop and soil as well. Next is what are the real example? Observing crop maturity. In case of crop maturity, when the crop is matured, if it is 10 hectares of land, then there's a time factor is very important when you are supposed to go for the harvest. So usually normally what we do, the human being, that heading stages we do consider for the proper time of harvest. But the AI can go for the two-step course to find wheat ear detection mechanism through which you can come to know what is the best and optimum time for the crop maturity and harvest as well. Similarly, in tomato maturity, it takes the 5 images of the tomato, 5 side of images of the tomato, and decide upon what is the best time for the maturity of the tomato and the harvesting as well. Hitting the ground with the computer vision as well. This is coming to the soil. The example is, what are those? Soil organic matter is a very important factor for the crop to grow, as well as soil texture and structure is very important. So this computer vision can characterize soil texture and soil organic matter, SOM, what we talk about. And at the same time, it can go for the sand content of a soil in comparison to the costly lab processing mechanism of doing all these things. Next is insect and plant disease detections. So again, it is by this AI, not only we can go for insect or plant disease detection technology, but at the same time, how many insects are there, even it can take into consideration the flying insects, which is coming in and going out. That insects can also be counted. So image classification, detection, and image segmentation methods to build models that can help keep an eye on the plant health. So taking the image detection and image segmentation as well. And its accuracy rate is 90.4% as well to diagnose the disease severity of a crop. So finding bugs with the code. As I was telling, how many there are the bugs, the pest, insects, what are they, how many they are. It can count the bugs along with the flying insects as well. The AI powered program can do this thing as well. Future AI can reduce the labor efficiency without sacrificing reliability of the observations as well. Monitoring livestock health. So it can count animals in a given area, detect the disease of the animals, identify the unusual behavior, and as well as monitor the significant activities like giving birth to the cubs and everything. So these are the things can be monitored through the AI-powered programming of this thing. It collects data from the cameras and the drones, then keep farmers informed of the animal health and access to food or water, whether their access to food and water, whether they're searching for food, whether their scarcity of water is there. That information that can be provided to the farmers immediately. And again, coming to intelligent spraying. Let's say intelligent spraying can even, as I will say, it's not like the precision farming. Computer vision is good at spotting disorders, of course, but at the same time, it helps in real-time recognition of target spraying areas, not the 5,000 tomato plants to be sprayed with the pesticide. It will go for the rising of the cost, but at the same time, it can go for the real-time recognition and UAV sprayer to use the high precision in terms of the target area and the amount to be sprayed as well. And smart sprays, again, the servo motor control sprayers are there that can computer vision detect the weeds. This can even detect the weeds as well. With the weed plants what are there in the crop fields, that can be detected. Automatic weeder. This automatic weeder is there is one machine called Bonnie Rob. This Bonnie Rob in the artificial agricultural robot, artificial intelligence powered agricultural robot, which can identify the weeds. Instead of application of the herbicides, it can reduce the herbicides. It can, and always we know picking, hand picking of the weeds is not a good method. It's a very good method because it reduces the herbicide application, which is again a chemical. But at the same time, that is a time-consuming and laborious work. But the Bonnie Rob, an example of the agricultural robot that uses the camera and image recognition technology to find the weeds and remove them by driving a bolt into the earth. So in that way, it's small robot can do the identification of the weed, unwanted plants, and pick them up from the crop field as well, the automatic weeding. Plant classification and weeding rates are both at the for the Bonnie Rob. So about 90%, you see the accuracy level of this machine, AI-powered machine. All the while keeping deep soil moisture content was 80% plus minus 10. So it's a little less, 80% and plus minus 10 is while giving the data about the deep soil moisture content. It's not the surface soil moisture content, it's the deep soil moisture content. Produce grading and sorting. So we know the colorful produce like carrot or tomato is a good shaped are having the better market. But who can do this sorting and grading? Usually human labor were used for this kind of grading and sorting activity, but AI-powered system can do this grading and sorting activities much efficiently with much precision as well. So spot defects, disease and pest as well as, and it can dissociate good produce from the affected produce. It can sort out. The automate the sorting and grading process with accuracy rates and speed much higher than even a trained professionals. So inspecting fruit and vegetable for size, shape, and color. So picture perfect produce. In case of a carrot is you need to have a exact figure, a length, a shape, and not the fibrous roots are there. And at the same time, surface crack reduces the value of the carrot. So this picture perfect produce like carrot, a computer can be used, computer vision, able to sort and grade carrots with accuracy rate of 95.5%, 98%, and 88.3% respectively for shape, fibrous root content, and surface cracks. So having that kind of advantage, no human being can do this kind of precise activities while grading and sorting the product for the market, getting the higher level of market as well. Now coming to the expert system. What is that expert system? Coined by the Edward Feigenbaum, he is called as the father of the expert system. And this expert system is a model and associated procedures for a degree of experience in problem solving. That is the expert system. How far they have the expertise in solving the problems. Human beings are having that kind of problem solving capabilities. But expert system is not the human, but it reacts or acts like the human analogy and provide the solution to your problems what farmers are facing. Expert system is a division, it's indeed a division of the artificial intelligence fraternity, of course. And in the field of agriculture, expert system is used to make the correct decision for the farmers. If not the infestation is identified what for this is, the expert system with the imagery or other things can identify what type of infestation that is, and accordingly they can recommend what are to be applied. The knowledge from various fields like pathology, entomology, nematology, weed, nutrition, disorder is used in crop and integrated pest management are gathered together to develop an expert system. And not only that, while a whole of agriculture system we talk about, then the knowledge about the soil, knowledge about the agronomic practices, knowledge about the other things, sunshine, the nutrient uptake status, the solar energy, etc., all are taken into consideration for having a robust expert system. The expert system, what expert system does? It select the problems, it acquire knowledges, and represent the knowledges. So decision support system. Now we are coming to the decision support system. What is the this is in one way is the expert system as well, which help us to take the decision. Information system that supports decision making activities is all the fields. If it is not agriculture, even all the fields it can help. I was talking about Dr. IBM's Watson. IBM's Dr. Watson. This is again through the analogy of different test results, they can give you one type of prescription, like, and helps you to take the decision to what type of treatment you should go for. So even a decision support system is used in medical fraternity, in agriculture as well, even in industry or any kind of trade and commerce, etc. Decision support system are software-based system, of course, and it solve complex issues, help farmers to solve complex issues related to crop production, management, and marketing as well. Is a tool for diagnostic, risk assessment, and reasoning assistance as well. Defined as a computer-based system that aids the decision-making process, and interactive, flexible, and adaptable. This decision support system is having a user interface. So every time you would be given command, or you will be given opportunity to put in your inputs, like how much area you are having, like what crop you are growing, like how much irrigation you are providing, like how much fertilizer you have applied. This kind of input you are supposed to put into the computer. Then the decision support system can go for their own analogy. It's a flexible, of course, anywhere, anytime it can be used, and adaptable. It's adaptable. It's always a changing with the changing situation. It goes on adapting these situations as well. Next is computer-based support for management decision making. Any sort of ultimately production management in the field of bioproduction system, we are supposed to manage the production system as well. And for that matter, this decision support system help us to go for the decision making in managing the bioproduction system. Characteristics and capabilities of DSS. It has the ability to support semi-structured and unstructured problems. Unstructured is something like that. An individual comes up with some sort of particular problem, maybe not explaining all these things, but still it's a problem. And support semi-structure, as I was talking about, how much irrigation you have provided, when did you apply the irrigation, when did you apply the fertilizer, some sort of structured problem it can handle. Ability to support individuals and groups as well. Ability to select any desired subset of stored knowledge. If it is related to entomology, it can go for the entomological solutions. If it is for the pathology, it can go for the pathological solution. If it is related to the nutrient status of the soil, it can go for that kind of thing. If it is related to irrigation and water and moisture content, etc., of the soil, it can go to that particular domain of the soil as well. Any subset they can use with their stored energy, stored knowledge, sorry. Ability to support interdependent or sequential decisions. So some of the decisions are interdependent. Had you not been applied the fertilizer, you cannot expect a certain amount of yield. This is interdependent. Have you not been given a required amount of water, you cannot expect some of the level of the output as well. So production is interdependent on the application of the fertilizer, application of the quality seed, application of the irrigation, etc. This is the interdependent. At the same time, these are all sequential as well. One after another, it happens to take place. So it ability to support interdependent or sequential decisions as well. Support intelligence, design, choice, and implementation of everything whatsoever in the agriculture we can go for. Ability to support modeling and analysis. As I said, every time the AI develop a model inside, and accordingly an analysis comes out. So it support modeling and analysis as well. Support data access. So much of data is available, stored in the decision support system, and it support to access all those data for taking a decisions by a group or an individual, whoever is access to DSS. Computer-based agriculture models I was talking about. AI always develops a model on the basis of the available data and then put forward its decisions or the solutions to problems that takes place. But first thing is the simulation. What is that? Simulation is the reproduction of an observed phenomena. Growth of the biomass with time, water use with the growing crop, etc. Whatever is happening, that's observed is a simulate. And that is that they are reproducing this thing. This is called simulation model, most primary level. But this is mechanistic process is more and more advanced one. Let's say detailed and practically complete depiction of the mechanism involved in a process, like how the photosynthesis takes place, how the green matter or the dry matter is being produced, how the soil water is being uptaken by the plants and transported by the root system to different leaves and the different parts of the plant. So the entire process can be modeled into the decision support system, which can be then again from this model, the decision support system find out the problem, the root cause of the problem, and then what could be the available solution or available suggestion for the user it can provide. Is the operational model for day-to-day field operation. This simulate crop growth with known relations such as statistical, empirical, mathematical, or operational model. So these are for the day-to-day, and these day-to-day models can be integrated from the local level to the national and international level as well, through district or agroclimatic region level as well. This can be integrated. What is being happening in my area is the red lateritic zone where I stay. This Bolpur Shantiniketan, Tagore's University, Vishwabharati. So this is having the many similarity in terms of the agroclimatic environment with the other parts which falls into the line of cancer. So this can be integrated, extended from the local to the other agroclimatic zones or districts as well. This is the operational model. And another is statistical and dynamic solution simulation model. Statistical model is a prediction. We use the regression analysis for predicting the crop yields and what are the important factors which can influence the crop yield. So this is a statistical simulation model, and statistics person are going for that kind of simulation. If these are the inputs, what is the best possible optimum use of different inputs which can give the optimum output as well. This is the statistical modeling, and this is mainly used for forecasting. Second is dynamic simulation model. This is more advanced. Computers growth values on a day-to-day basis using the relations between the crop growth parameters and weather parameters as well. So this is a dynamic. It's not that static one or taking only the yield data, but this is a every day-to-day data regarding the growth of the crop, and accordingly, it simulate a model for the ultimate findings or ultimate result. What are the benefits and dangers of AI? Almost 3 minutes I have. These are the potential benefits. It offers a greater accuracy, but at the same time, job loss can be a prediction for that. Or the job would be for those who are capable to handle the AI machines or AI programming. Decreased operational cost is one benefit, but the other side is the potential for the bias or discrimination. True, this is true. This a bias or discrimination kind of things can be incorporated into the AI model as well, but at the same time, it decreases the operational cost heavily. Third one is the increased personalization. Is of course it's within the digital service and products. It can be personalized, but possible cyber security concerns are always there as the potential danger. And every time we are really scared of different false call or the fraud calls from different persons regarding our credit card, regarding our banking, etc., etc. We are really scared of that thing. Next one is the improved decision. It helps in improved decision making. Of course, this is the beauty of AI. It helps us to take the best possible decision in different situation, and agriculture is no exception in that way. But at the same time, the other way, the lack of transparency over how decisions is arrived at are not made public. So this is another kind of thing. It's a lack of transparency, you can call it. But at the same time, if you talk about the fruits to eat, what's there to count the leaves? So these leaves, it gives us the opportunity to have a better decision-making process. Last one is the ability to quickly generate new content. This is one more thing. It has the ability to generate quickly new content. So today's robot or the teacher's robot are there that are being in South India. The teacher robot is being used in a classroom situation, and it is a really quickly generating the new content within itself. And potential to create is the misinformation, is the potential danger as well, because as I said, sometimes the super intelligent machines or super artificial intelligence that may be reminding us the story of Frankenstein as well. The future of AI in agriculture, the farmers as AI engineers is the future. The farmers or the extension system or the agricultural service system or the agro advisory system that are supposed to be capable to handle the heat of the artificial intelligence. They are supposed to be the capable of using this AI of their respective fields as well. So the ability to transform 21st century agriculture by increasing efficiency of time, labor, and resources, environmental sustainability, resource allocation in a smarter way, real-time monitoring to promote greater health and quality of the produce. And this will require some shifts in the agricultural industry. Farmers' knowledge.
Sir,
This
can
farmers'
we
knowledge.
show the previous slide, sir?
Okay. Yes. Efficiency of time and labor and resources, environmental sustainability, resource allocation smarter, real-time monitoring to promote greater health and quality of the produce. And this will require some shifts in the agricultural industry as well. So these are all to be, unlike industry production system, the bioproduction system is mainly handled by the farmers who are not supposed to have attended this class or my class while I taking the classes at my institute. They are not supposed to be enrolled into the agriculture institute as well, but they are supposed to cultivate the field. So they are having some traditional wisdom, they are having some modern information as well. This farmer's knowledge has to be shaped in the form of the AI, and that are supposed to be translated into AI training as well. Otherwise, in the future, the farmers would be nowhere. And if this is to be done, the agro advisory systems has to be, capacity to be developed for the agro advisory system so that they can give that kind of knowledge transfer to the farming community regarding the benefit of the AI and how they can use the AI for their production and productivity. Computer vision, agricultural robotics, and document automation are just the latest ways farmers can adopt new technology. So these are the things that farmers are supposed to adopt. So there is a need for the capacity development right from the farmers level to up to the scientist level. So every layer, so we need to have a developed capacity of all the persons who are engaged in agriculture or agricultural development regarding the computer vision, regarding the agricultural robotics, document automation. These are supposed to be taken into consideration for the next course of teaching, research, and extension for in the field of agriculture as well. So now it is 7 o'clock. I have crossed 2 minutes of time, and thank you for your patience hearing as well.
Thank you, Prof.
So So before I leave, I would like to invite Dr. Yes. Before I leave,
Thank you, Prof.
before I
Can we say something?
say yes, why not?
Okay. I'm highly impressed with this lecture, the content, the delivery. More so, I'm in agriculture, and you really showed them artificial intelligence application in all areas of agriculture. I was listening
Right.
keenly to my own area,
Thank you.
and that is animal
Thank you,
science.
madam.
And so when you started talking about use of computer vision in livestock disease health
Mhm.
detection, I was seriously impressed because that's one of the things we projected for our third fund here. That is a grant organization because we know
Right.
that computer vision can, you know, detect the abnormal state of some animals in the pen and relay the information to you even while you're in the office with your
Right,
device.
right, right.
And you
That's it.
yes, and you're able to know exactly what is happening and what measures to take to counter whatever that is happening in the farm. And so thank you so much. I don't have a question, I just have this comment. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Okay. In that case, we can take the questions afterwards after having coming across the next lecture, and Dr. Sheikh Musarraf Hussain, who is my student. And as a young guy, we harp on them, as I was talking about, that they must be equipped with AI to improve the agricultural scenario of India and the globe as well. And he would be impressing you like anything, because I am impressed about his work and his presentation. So, if not somebody from GFSRD, may I invite Dr. Sheikh Musarraf Hussain to be ready for his presentation? So, Musarraf, it's your turn now.
Good evening, everyone. First of all,
So, before
am I
that, if
audible?
as GFSRD, you are audible, but before you start,
Yes.
let me introduce Musarraf. He is a young guy, graduated BSc AG honors from Vishwabharati University, a central university, and of course, UNESCO heritage site, living UNESCO heritage site as a university. Those who have not visited Vishwabharati, please do come at least once. It's a lifetime opportunity to visit a living UNESCO heritage site. He graduated from that institute, post-graduation from Bidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, West Bengal, and again coming back to his parent University, Vishwabharati, to complete his PhD under my supervision. So this is Musarraf, and now he is a consultant and giving consultancy to different organizations as well, and running a society for sustainable development as well, as a very active member. So Dr. Sheikh Musarraf Hussain, now it's your time to present. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can you share your slide, please? We could not note down all the contents, basically.
সিদ্ধার্থ
So you
দেবকে বলছেন তো? So I unmuted myself. Mr. Bansal, you are asking me to share these slides, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You just attend the Dr. Musharraf's presentation. I will send everything. And if you in any way
Thank you.
can send me the your email ID, so I can send you the entire literature as well. So let me for all, let me give you my email ID. This is S.
Can we send in chat box?
That I can write in the chat box, and let Musarraf write. I'm giving in the chat box.
Thank you.
Musarraf, please start.
good evening, everyone. First of all, I must thank my Professor Siddhartha Mukhopadhyay and GFSRD for giving me this opportunity to present before all the young minds present here along with the Association of National Institute of Technology, Malan. So today, my discussion will be revolve around the Agriculture 4.0. Let me share my slide first. And I think it will be better if I get some kind of feedback from your side while asking any questions. Please type your answers in the chat box. It will be highly beneficial and it will be in more engaging, I think. So let me just share my. Are my slides are visible?
Yes, sir.
So the topic of my discussion is Unlocking Agriculture 4.0, the limitless potential of artificial intelligence in agriculture. This is prepared with association with of my professor Siddhartha Mukhopadhyay. And so let's begin. Before beginning, let us first know what is the current food security of the world, or in Indian perspective or the world perspective. So firstly, our world population, which is currently standing at 6 billion right now, are predicted at to be grown as 10 billion people in the world. So we need to produce 70% more food, simply 70% more food we need to produce. And due to the urbanization, our food consumption behavior is already changing. Whereas in 1997 and 1999, the per capita processed food and meat consumption was only 36.4 kilo. Now it has, by 2030, it is predicted to grow up to 45.3 kg. And the natural resources in which we grow our food in the land has already been degraded in very far. 25% of our all the farmland have been highly degraded. Rest are moderately degraded. And also, we need a $1 trillion investment until 2050 for irrigation water management in the developing countries alone. It excluded the developed country. For the developing country, we need $1 trillion. And 80% of our global deforestation are driven by the agricultural concerns. It is really concerning about the natural resources degradation. Next, if we see the environmental concern, we have been producing 2 times more greenhouse gas over the past 50 years. And they are mainly driven by agriculture, forestry, and other land use. It is only from the agriculture we are producing the 2 times more greenhouse gas. And for this greenhouse gas, our climates are changing. Our extreme climatic events, the frequency of extreme climatic events are also rising. And for this, there is seen a crop loss among this. And it is also a very much problematic for our food security. And after doing all the thing, what we produce, whatever we use the resources, among all the food produced, 33 to 50% of all the foods are never being eaten. And it is very sad that we use 25% of the fresh water reserve for this year to produce only the food which we never eat, and which simply goes into waste due to the inefficiency of supply chain or due to some mismanagement of the food. And if it is the food waste is considered as a country, it will be the 3rd largest emitter of greenhouse gas after China and US. So simply one thing is that the population and food demand is growing, but the also extreme climatic events and the climate change is also happening rapidly. And the ironically cultivable land in which we grow our crops are decreasing day by day. So this can be a major threat to our food security. So what is the solution then? The solution lies in agriculture 4.0 or smart farming. So here it is envisioned in a three distinct part. The first one is we need to produce differently using new techniques. New techniques means hydroponic. Everyone we know the soil-less cultivation is called hydroponic. We need to produce algae feedstock. In which area algae feedstock use? We know algae as the superfood. It is highly nutritious food, and it can be grown and it can be used for a cattle feed. So as an alternative of the crops we grow and we used to give to the cattle, we can provide them algae as an alternative. And every food item we consume right now. Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you click the hide word there? There is hide because it blocked the picture. There's an icon on the.
So my volume is high.
Hide. The slide. There's on the slide. There is the HIDE. You see there that one.
Okay. There's not like an
below-
inscription
yeah,
covering
yeah.
it.
It covers the picture. So you click the hide. HIDE there. The word hide.
Is it
On the
visible right
screen.
now?
Yeah, it's visible. So you click the word HIDE in the middle of the slide. Can you see one line,
Hide.
the black line? Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
So what we are having as a food is covered with right now as covered with plastics. Everyone we know, but the bioplastic is an alternative that had been derived from the bio sources, organic sources, and it can be decomposed easily. So bioplastics need to be more generated. And as we all know, that two-thirds of our world is covered with water, and among the land, the 33% is all again covered with desert. So we need to use the desert and seawater for farming. Otherwise, we will not able to feed our population by 2050. We need to change the cropping pattern. We need to change how we grow the crops right now. We need to move towards the smart farming. So this is the produce differently using new techniques. The second alternative is use new technologies to bring food production to consumers, increasing efficiencies in the food chain. So what we might have to do that vertical and urban farming. In vertical farming, we instead of only cultivating in one layer, we create multiple layers, and in this way we can increase the efficiency of our crops. And also urban farming, it is the in the urban clusters there is a higher food demand, so we need to produce very near to the urban to have to cater the demand of the urban populations. And genetic modifications, we might have heard of genetically modified crop. There is one specific example of CRISPR-Cas9 technology, in which we can modify the gene for better appearance, for better productivity, for attaining any kind of attribute that may be appealing to the consumer. And in the developed world, they are already moved toward the lab-grown meats and 3D printing of their foods because of the food scarcity, and the cultured meat and 3D printing will be very soon available at many countries for their now with the rise of the technology. Next option is to incorporate the cross-industry technologies and applications. So we must know that drones that are not meant for agriculture initially, it was first introduced for the defense sector, but later on we are now using the drones as a spraying options that it can spray, or it can do surveillance of our crop, it can monitor our crops. Next, data analytics, Internet of Things, and precision agriculture. These three things I will be discussing in my later part of presentation. Next one is nanotechnology. What is nanotechnology? So here are so many participants that are not from India. So I need to say that Indian government, along with the biggest cooperative IFCO fertilizer, have developed one urea that is called nano urea, which a 450 ml of nano urea can replace an entire bag of 50 kilo of urea. So you think that if any farm needs 100 bags of urea, instead of carrying 100 bags of urea, if he can carry only 100 into 450 ml of bottles of nano urea, he can alternately provide the nutrition to the directly to the area in which the plant part is mostly needed. So that is a revolution in nanotechnology after the success of nano urea. Also, nano DAP have already came into existence, and soon it will be another fertilizers that will be coming in the nano form. And there is artificial intelligence, food sharing, and crowd farming and blockchain. I will discuss these things in my later part in details. So this is agriculture 4.0. So I am saying agriculture 4.0, 4.0, but we need to understand what is the evolution to the 4.0, what is 1.0, what is 2.0, and what is 3.0, and then what is 4.0. So firstly, the agriculture 4.0. This is the traditional agriculture area.
Sir,
That is
kindly show the previous
first,
slide, sir. Sir, the evolution slide, sir. Evolution.
yes. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
It's visible.
So agriculture 1.0. So we need to discuss what is 1.0. It is the traditional agriculture era that are dominated by the human and animal resources, right? So before, when the civilizations began, the humans are usually hunt and only eats the meat from animals. And later they started cultivating many crops, and by using their animals, and they are doing mostly their manual labor. That was the era of agriculture 1.0. There, before that, there was nothing, and it was considered from nothing to few. We have from nothing to few. But the main problem was the inefficient operation, because we know the animals and humans are very inefficient in doing the work. Next, it transformed into agriculture 2.0. There are the era of the mechanized agriculture, when we started using the tractors, when we started using the combined harvester for harvesting the crops, for plowing the crops we use tractors. This is agriculture 2.0, and from few it got the options to many. But the main problem is the low utilization of this tractors and this harvester, because it is only used when it is needed. Rest of the time it is not actually needed, because harvester is needed only when the people are harvesting. So later, if we move toward agriculture 3.0, it is the era of automated agriculture. So automated agriculture means we started using spraying through the drone. We started irrigating our crops through the sprinkler or drip irrigation. We know the sprinkler and drip irrigation. It is efficient, very efficient in terms of water resource. But the main problem is this is the efficient but lack of intelligence. Let me make you understand by an example. So if there is one particular orchard, and in an orchard, if there is one tree, and we are providing irrigation through drip irrigation, drop by drop, this is very efficient. But the drip irrigation system doesn't know if he is watering it in morning, whether it will be raining in the evening. So if it will simply efficiently do the drop by drop until you turn it off, it will every time it will be irrigating the crop. It will not sense that how much water is needed for that particular crop or particular plant, but it will do efficient. So this is efficient, but lack of intelligence. For drones, if you give some pesticides and to a particular place, it will simply spray the pesticides, but it will never know how much pesticide for that particular area will require. So this is efficient, but lack of intelligence. And here comes into the picture agriculture 4.0. That is the era of smart agriculture. And we are having unmanned operation through Internet of Things. What is Internet of Things? I'll be discussing later. And this is a kind of system of systems, means this technology can help the irrigation system to discover that based on the weather forecasting, whether today it will be raining. So if it will be raining today, the irrigation system will be off. It will not require water because it will be raining today. We need not to give water, so it will save our water. And also it can sense the nutritional availability of the particular soil, and based on that nutritional availability, will it require to fertilize or not. So it will also analyze this, and all the systems like fertigation system, irrigation system, the drones, the tractors, it can be bind with a system that is called agriculture 4.0, and it is also a system of all the systems. So this is agriculture evolution to agriculture 1.0 to 4.0. So here are so many participants. I want to ask one questions based on your experience, which in your country, in which evolution your agriculture scenario is currently situated. So anyone can answer through the chat box.
Yeah.
In chat
Okay.
box.
The question again, please.
Please, question. Repeat the question, please. Repeat the question.
So I have shown that agriculture 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0. What do you think your country are lying in which evolution? Is it under 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, or 4.0? So I got one answer that is saying Nepal agriculture 2.0. Anyone, any other country? SP Bansal 4.0. Tunisia from 3.0 to 4.0. Okay. So actually, the developed country are moving toward 3.0 to 4.0. For the developing country or underdeveloped country, it is still on 2.0 and it is transitioning towards 3.0, right? So why, when I am saying that in developing countries it is on 2.0, but why I am talking about 4.0? Why not 3.0? So I will give one example for Indian telecom industry. Before 2016, the Indian telecom industry have seen a major reform. So before 2060, people are used to use the 2G spectrum, and suddenly one multinational, one Jio or Reliance Group company came with their 4G plan, and 2G to 3G, there are some sort of population, mostly 1% of population might have experienced the 3G, but rest 80 to 90% populations who are using 4G nowadays have a giant leap from the 2G to 4G. Why it is happening? Because when it was a 3G era, the cost was very high. But when it was 4G, along with the development of the technology, the 4G components become cheaper. So it was very comfortable for the Indian citizen to make switch from 2G to directly to 4G. So similarly, Indian telecom industry have seen their giant leap from 2G to 4G. I'm confident enough that not only India but other developing countries will also see a rise from agriculture 2.0 to 4.0, because in a coming decades, when farmers they actually want to adopt the change, they will not buy a drone simply for spraying. They will buy a drone which will detect which kind of pest infestations are there in which part, and for that part the drone will spray the pesticides or insecticides. So this kind of technology, with the development of technology, the parts and the components are getting cheaper day by day, and after 10 years it will be better switching directly to the smart technologies, not the outdated technology. That's why I am talking about agriculture 4.0, skipping agriculture 3.0. So what are the components of agriculture 4.0? Artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, precision agriculture, remote sensing and geographical information system or GIS. Next is genome editing, big data analytics, machine learning, urban farming, and blockchain. I will discuss each of them. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, and IoT in agriculture. So this is mostly the 7th week of this course, and you might have heard the artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT thousands of times. I think so. Everyone has explained in their way or any definition, but let just concentrate on the picture I have provided. Can you see the picture?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
How good it is? Is it good?
No, no,
Yes, sir.
it's very bad.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, okay. So here in this picture, you can see there is half human and half robot. Why I have put it here? So just like we human have studied from our childhood, right? We have studied our elementary education, then our secondary education, then we have graduated from some college, or somebody is studying right now, and we are learning stage by stage, right? We have learned from childhood something, then in secondary education we have learned, and we developed our intelligence accordingly based on what we learned. Similarly, when a machine or when a computer learns, it is called machine learning. And through machine learning, when a computer become intelligent, it is called artificial intelligence. So that's, I think, in a most layman's language, that if I can compare with a human learn from his childhood based on his experience, based on his learning. A computer or a machine learns from machine learning or from data points through and it develops its own intelligence, that is called artificial intelligence. And the IoT is the network of the interconnected physical devices that communicate and exchange data with each other through the internet. So we might have seen that there are some air conditioners that are in our home, but when we can operate them from a distant place from our mobile. So when we put any command and it get translated in that particular air conditioner or any room heater, then we can say that the devices in that air conditioners are connected over the internet, and it is the internet of things through which we can use the artificial intelligence and machine learning, and based on that artificial intelligence and machine learning we can give command and it can get translated, right? So is it understandable? And the picture why I have asking you is it good or not, this picture is created using AI. Have it not, if there is no AI, I cannot generate this image or I cannot edit this image by my own. But when there is an AI, I can boost my productivity by adding this kind of picture in my slides. So AI is a beneficial. During my last session, there is a debate on about the benefits and the harm about AI. I'll be discussing it later, but it is surely adding to our productivity. So this image is generated through AI for making you understand what is the human intelligence and artificial intelligence. So next, moving to the use cases of artificial intelligence and machine learning in agriculture. So first one is disease and pest management. There are several applications, there are several frameworks available right now, which can, if you scan the picture, it will already, it can tell which kind of injury the plants are having. And not only the injury, what are the remedies, what are the control measures for that particular disease or pest. It can analyze through the only a photo. Next is optimizing resource utilizations. Means if I can understand in which part the fertilizer is needed or not needed, in which part the water is needed or not needed, I can optimize my resources. So we are very resource poor, and according to one survey I just today came across in LinkedIn, that many countries by 2050 will be very high water stress, will be in very high water stress condition. So in this scenario, optimizing our resource utilization is very much needed. Next is crop yield prediction. So through satellite or through the sensing, remote sensing, we can analyze what will be the crop yield for any particular plot. The technologies have been developed so far that it can say in particular plot how much crop will be getting. Next is weed management. There are several machines in developed country have already been developed that can detect, that can distinct the crop along with the weed, and not only detect, but it can also automatically remove the plant part using the laser technology. Next is livestock monitoring. The livestock can be monitored through a smart collar in their neck, so that we can understand them better, because they can't speak to us. So every time there is no expert there to tell you that the livestock is suffering from any diseases or the livestock is having some uncomfortable issues. So the smart band, if we put the smart band into their collar, it can tell us that yes, the cattle or the livestock is having some issues, so you can fix it up. Next is supply chain management. How artificial intelligence or machine learning or blockchain will do will increase the efficiency of supply chain management. I will discuss in my later part. Next is market demand predictions. So we know the data is the new oil for the 21st century. We must have heard that if we have so much of data, we can predict actually the market demand. We can do it manually, right? Right now, we can also have demand predictions through human. But there is a limitation about human, how much data a human can calculate. But when it comes about the artificial intelligence or machine learning, we can put 100 years of data, 200 years of data. It can handle the data, it can predict the data, it can sense the data, and can predict the market demand, not only market demand, but whatever prediction it is having. So artificial intelligence and machine learning can improve the market demand prediction of crops. Next is soil health management. So there are sensors available in the market which can tell us that how much nutritional availability for that particular zone is available. So if we find that we need mainly the main components, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash. So if it is showing that we are having some potash deficiency on that plot, so we will be giving potash only for that particular place, not every NPK, only the will giving the potash only. So similarly, in this way, the soil health can be restored, because we know, everyone, we know excessive use of fertilizer can degrade the soil health. Next is farm automation. If we do have a farm, we can automate all the components to using artificial intelligence and machine learning. And this kind of experimentation have already been done in developed countries, and with the rise of technologies, it can be adopted in the developing countries as well. Next is precision agriculture. So we might have heard several times this term. What is precision agriculture? Let me make you understand in a layman's language. So suppose suppose this is not in a online mode. So I am standing in front of all of you, and you are in an auditorium, and the auditorium, and there is a sunny day outside. So we need to turn the ACs on. So there are 6 or 10 ACs on that particular auditorium placed at different place, but you peoples are only 50, right? And all the participants are seated in the first 4 to 5 rows, and at the back side it was empty. But when we turn on the AC, all the 10 ACs are on. So in the back side, when the ACs or air conditioners are on, they could not sense that is there any population or not. If there is no any person sitting here, that the AC need not to turn on. But if the ACs were smart enough to understand that only 5 rows of people are sitting here, so we need to put on the ACs for the only 5 rows. Let in the last part we need not to turn it on. Then it is called the precise application of any service or any resources. Then it is called the precision, means wherever it is needed, that is called precision. So when it comes to agriculture, if we are having a suppose a 2 acres or 2 hectares of land, and we divide it into many management zones, and based on our data points, where there are variable rate of applications, means VRT, variable rate of technology, variable rate technology, which is suppose that if any management zone is having higher nutritional availability, we need not a blanket application of fertilizer. We will precisely give the fertilizer in that particular place. Rest of the zones in which the nutritional availability is good, there is no need of providing fertilizer. Similar in case of water, similar in case of pest and disease management. This is called the precision agriculture. It is having a 5R principle, that we need to provide a right input. Input may be seed, fertilizer, water, and anything. Right input at right amount, in the right place, at a right time, in a right manner. So this is the 5R of precision agriculture. So precision agriculture, when we plan for precision agriculture, artificial intelligence and machine learning is a major component of that precision agriculture. With the artificial intelligence or without the data, we can't say that we can have a precise application of our resources. Next, I'll be moving toward one case study. So how many of you have heard about this app called Plantix? Anyone? So Plantix,
Yes, I have heard.
yes. So Plantix is an app in which was first launched 2017 in one Indian regional language. And what service it provides, I already told. If we scan any diseased plant part, it will automatically tell us which kind of disease or pest attack has been there, and based on that particular disease and pest attack, the recommendation accordingly are also shown. And not only the recommendation, because farmers are not always aware of the chemical composition of the particular brand, they usually prefer brand names. So also along with the available brand names, and where is the availability through online or retail offline shop, that is already also been shown in that Plantix app. How it is doing that, how it is analyzing the damage. So it is having 10.5 million photos in their database. So as I said, that every artificial intelligent machine or model must go through a learning, through machine learning or deep learning. So this kind of machine learning, day by day, the accuracy will be getting higher. The higher we put the images of diseased plant part, it will analyze better. And now, whatever accuracy it is having, after another 10 million photos, the accuracy will be more higher, because it is learning by its own way to providing better accuracy. So this is the Plantix app, which is based on this artificial intelligence and machine learning model, and it can detect up to 400 types of plant injury of the crops. And I think everyone in your country, it is also available. Next thing is the geoinformatics and remote sensing. What is remote sensing? You might already have known. If we sense any rays, not by not touching them, but from a distance, that it is called remote sensing. There is two type of remote sensing. That one is active remote sensing, another is passive. What is active? When we give one ray to particular place and capture it back, it is called active remote sensing. And if we capture the sun's ray, it is called passive remote sensing. Both through active remote sensing and passive remote sensing, we are getting different type of bands like ultraviolet, NIR, MIR, TIR, FIS. This type of bands we are getting, and based on these bands, we can analyze for the particular plot or for a particular area how good the plant health is, or different type of activity we can plan. So what is the use case of geoinformatics or remote sensing in agriculture? So in India, in one state is called West Bengal, and for their crop insurance program, that Bangla Shosho Bima, for that particular crop, there before the technology came, it was very headache for the government to calculate or to assess how much percentage of damage is occurred if there is any kind of natural calamity or natural events or natural flood or any type of droughts are there for any particular year. So how much percentage of damage the crops have got. So in order to solve this problem, the government of West Bengal have introduced one satellite-based remote sensing program, crop insurance program, that is called Bangla Shosho Bima, in which there are several parameters are taken into consideration, like NDVI, normalized difference in vegetation index. NDVI, what it represents? Higher the NDVI, we can say higher the amount of chlorophyll is present in that particular crop. Next is LSWI, that is land surface water index. What it derives? We can see that how much soil moisture is available on that particular plot through this LSWI, or land surface water index. Again, if there is any flood, we can also detect through the LSWI. Next is backscatter ratio. What backscatter ratio? Whenever there is any storm, specifically in rice growing areas, you can see that there is a lodging of the plants. The plants get lodged, and in that scenario, we can say from the distance, through backscatter ratio, if the crop is standing or it is lodged, or the crop is growing or not, or there is fallow field or there is a crop field, we can detect through backscatter ratio. Next is FAPR, fraction of absorbed photosynthetically active radiation. What it denotes? The crop canopy biomass. It can be analyzed through FAPR. And next is weather data for that particular period. And all these 5 parameters are then turned into one factor that is called crop health factor. And for the previous 5 years, if the average crop health factor from the previous 5 years have decreased, then there will be some sort of claim or some sort of damage, that the percentage of damage can be calculated on how much percentage of crop health factor have been decreased from previous years. So this is done through a major scheme, and it is having 70 lakhs of farmers each year. Is the crop insurance program enrolls 70 lakhs of farmers. So you can understand just by providing one example that there is gram panchayats, that is the best area for that crop insurance, and West Bengal is having 3,243 gram panchayats. So 3,243 gram panchayats, and along with that 3,243, there are different plots available at that particular place. So for that every places, if we consider the data of NDVI, LSWI, backscatter, FAPR, it will be a very humongous amount of data is considered, and not only for that year but also for the previous 5 years. So how all the data is getting analyzed? Here comes a picture of big data analytics. So big data analytics, before going into big data analytics, let me just give you one example of why data analytics, why people of 21st century are so obsessed with data. So here I can see there around 50 participants are here, and if I simply give you one Google form and say you give me just 4 column data, what is your name, what is your gender, either you are male or female, or your height, what is your height, and what is your weight. So this is only a 4 column data I have taken from you. Yeah, at a very first instance, if I calculate it, then I can say among the 50 participants, 30 are male and 20 are female, or the male average height is this, or the female average height is this. If the male average weight is this, female average weight is this. So this is a very basic kind of data analysis. If I move towards another one dimension, that if I calculate a body mass index, that is the weight by height square, and the body mass index or BMI is a determinant of obesity. We all know that if I consider, if I see that boys, they are more prone to obesity, and girls, they are not attaining their optimal height. Suppose I am getting from my data. So what insight I can get that boys are more prone to obesity and girls, or the girls are not getting the optimum weight. So what action I can do? If I can send some specific diet chart to the boys, that to reduce fat content from your food, and to the girls to have a healthy diet to improve your body weight. So only a 4 column data, if it can give me some insights, just imagine if there is a lakh and lakhs of data are available in that particular place, how much insights it can be generated from that data. But there is a difference between a data and big data. The difference is in the 5V. First one is volume. So when there is a huge amount of data, high amount of data, it is called big data. Not only that is one criteria, volume. Next is variety. So different kind of data are there, not only a single kind of data, there are different variety of data, and each data is having some value. Third one is value. each data is having some value. Fourth one is velocity. If we do real-time monitoring, just for example, we are having CCTV footages. So CCTV is capturing data every minute or every second. So the capturing of data is very high. The velocity of acquiring the data when it is high, it is called also big data. And veracity is the authenticity of the data. When all the 5V comes into one place, it is called big data. And this big data analytics is a big career opportunity for all of you. And big data analytics, there are high packages are available in the corporate sector for the big data analysts. Next is blockchain. So what is blockchain? Suppose we all know that Indian mangoes are very famous, right? So can I ask you any one question? Who are from Indonesia? Which is the one crop that are most exported in worldwide from Indonesia? Can anyone please tell me?
Rice.
Rice.
Oil palm.
Okay. Oil palm. Okay. Okay. We'll take some example of oil palm. Okay. So suppose there is a farm near Malang which is producing oil palm, and there is a person who is having some fried items from the palm oil in India. So, and the palm oil is made from the palms that is grown in the Indonesia. So the journey from the Indonesia farm as a palm to a consumer as a palm oil, there is so many stakeholders it have been involved. There must be some local dealers, then there must be some shipping hub, and after coming to shipping hub, there must be some quality control, there must be some insurance agencies, there must be some buyer and seller agreement between all of you, between the both parties. And after coming into India, if it is refined in India, then there are again there are so many sort of actors that have been involved in that all that process. So if it is perishable or not, I don't actually know how much day it has shelf life, but when it comes to any vegetables or any fruits, so the shelf life is very less. So in this procedure, what happens, there are several inefficiencies are there because there are multiple stakeholders that have been involved, and they are having so much of documentation. So we are having some kind of waste. So at first I already told that we are at least 25 to 33% we are wasting our food products. So we need to reduce our wastage. So in order to reduce the wastage, a blockchain is a technology that can help in a big way. So what blockchain will do? Blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger that records transaction across many computers to ensure security and transparency. So it will chain all the stakeholders into a single line of commands. So means in India, if the palm oil, if any person scans the QR of that palm oil brand, he can know that who are in the middle, how much stakeholders are involved, and from where my product is getting grown. So in this kind of thing, it will add the transparency, and it will surely reduce the inefficiencies, because when it is all the data are in a single chain for all the stakeholders, everything is visible to them, so it will be moving faster. The logistic cost will also very less. So from plow to plate journey, a supply chain is the we all know the supply chain is the journey from plow to plate. The plow to plate, when we there are multiple actors, we can combine them all through blockchain. And this blockchain will be revolutionary because Indian IT industry, Infosys, not only India, in developed countries, they are also working on that blockchain, so that to reduce the inefficiency. Next, we have heard of IPM, integrated pest management, integrated nutrient management, integrated water management, and integrated farm, right? But mostly they are into, when we think about combining them all, the artificial intelligence have the capability to combine it all. The IPM, the INM, the integrated water management, the integrated farm, the AI have the capability to combine it all. This is the India's agri-tech landscape. Actually, this PPT was made to empower Indian students. Specifically, I have trained more than 500 students in the field of artificial intelligence application in the agriculture. So while giving example, it is for India, but for every country, there is a agri-tech sector which is growing in a rapid pace, because they are involving the technology into agriculture. When it is they are involving the technology into agriculture, they are efficiently doing good work. Suppose, for example, for hydroponics, the Urban Kishan, one company, have grown sustainably. There is DHeart, there is one company which provides end-to-end solutions to the farmers, which was a startup that have been started only 13 years ago, now have attained the valuation of $1 billion or 7,000 crore rupees. So $1 billion, they made them unicorn. So this type of agri-tech industries are growing so fast, and one day there will be a various career opportunity along with the agriculture student, not only agriculture student, but the technology students, to work on that particular field, work on the technology that will help not only the farmers, but also help the businesses to run. So in my discussion, whoever from the developing country must have been thinking one thing, that this all the thing I am saying, it is for big farmers, it is for developed country. How the developing countries like India, Indonesia, or Nepal, or Bangladesh, or whichever country it is, how the farmers will have this kind of technologies at their place, because they are very small, they are very marginal farmer. They are not having such income to sustain all these products, right? So I have this is along with my supervisor, I have made one framework that how the government, along with the government help, this kind of technologies can reach to the large and medium farmer, to the small farmer, to the marginal farmer. So first, government must create some policy that will boost the research and development of the agriculture 4.0, or the artificial intelligence, or the technology sector in the agriculture, so that, and also incentivize that agri-tech players. That means in India there are several players. Government must incentivize them to develop the technology, to develop the ecosystem. In other countries, government must incentivize their agri-tech startups to develop according to their current their local needs. Also, the technologies, the know-how of the applications must be extended to the farmer through public sector and private sector extension. And there is every, from the marginal farmer, small farmer, large and medium farmer, we have seen there are a set of agripreneurs that have been involved in the place. When it is for the combine harvester, every farmers can't own it, right? Every farmers is not having the combined harvester, but there are some agripreneurs or entrepreneurs at the local levels who have purchased it and give the services to the marginal or rural farmer on a hiring basis. So this type of technology also, like drone service, drone spraying, it can also be translated in this way, that some sort of agripreneurs must have bought it, and it is providing to the service to the marginal farmer, small farmer, and the large and medium farmer. As well, when there is a picture of small and marginal farmer, in India, there is institutional innovation called farmer producer company. What it simply means, there are 500 or 1,000 farmers, they come together, forms one company that is called farmer producer company, and in which they buy some stuffs, they sell some stuff, but the transaction cost involved in between this, they are very less due to there are many numbers of farmers. Suppose there is one drone that have been costing 10 lakh rupees or 10 lakh any currency. So one particular farmer can't afford it, but when there is 1,000 farmer and each of them give 1,000 individually, then the cost of the drone can be taken, and it will not be burdensome for the farmers as well. So FPC or cooperative or farmer interest group is a concept to aggregating all the marginal and small farmers, and this type of technology can be transferred through the FPC, building FPC and cooperative. And when I already said, whenever there is farmers, there are farmers and stakeholders getting more and more involved, it will generate more data points. And I already said, more the data, the more intelligent the ecosystem. So whenever there are marginal farmer, there are small farmer, and they are using the artificial intelligence, they will generate data. It will significantly improve the agriculture 4.0 ecosystem. Next is, what is our way forward? So in education, sadly, in Indian context or in several other contexts, artificial intelligence have rapidly been emerging, but our curriculum, in that curriculum, there is no place of artificial intelligence. But in China or in USA, they teach their students about the artificial intelligence, the new technologies, so that when they grown up, so they are familiar with it. But our problem, our curriculum modification is also happening. When it is getting outdated, then the curriculum modification happening, but it is not concurrent. So we need to modify our curriculum accordingly. We also have to have some practical exposure with artificial intelligence tools. And whoever are interested, I think here are 50 or 55 participants are here. They are here for upskilling themselves in the field of artificial intelligence. So not only this type of webinar or this type of seminar, but also you need to learn from different places, so to improve your skills in the artificial intelligence, because there is a huge future upcoming. And if we say the research, we can do some topic of regenerative agriculture and artificial intelligence, climate resilient agriculture, sustainable agriculture, and AI. We can have some research on that, and extending to the farmer, how the farmers will be getting benefit of artificial intelligence. Until unless there are farmers involved, no technology can be survived. So in extension, we must need not to give them a lecture on how artificial intelligence or machine learning works. Rather, we must say that there is one app, you can simply click one picture if there is any disease symptom, and it will automatically tell in your language which type of injuries are there. So popularization of use case, it is very essential, and it will be very helpful to the farmer, because they don't want to know what are the behind the scene mechanism. They want to know what are the results, what are the benefits of using that particular product. And the profession, the personnel who are involved into training the farmers, they need to be trained. And also there is a very complex, all the things are very complex, but we need to break the complex idea into digestible format for the extension personnel as well as the farmers. Also, there is a huge role of extension for the entrepreneurship development. So we need to build a set of entrepreneurs in the artificial intelligence or agri-tech field, so to provide the farmer the service they are needing the most into the each corner of the country, of your country, of India, of Nepal, of Bangladesh. We need to develop some entrepreneurs, rural entrepreneurs. So, so there is a one model that without all the actors like research organizations in your country or here in India, ICR, IIT, NRC, ISRO, they will be developing one product that will be, they will develop the technology, whereas the industry like very company TAFE, Plantix, RDA, FI, they will, what they will do, they will patented, they will discover some product, they will make some product using this technology, and they will transfer it to the rural entrepreneur, and they will serve the farmer, and then the farmer will use it and provide the data points again back to the ecosystem. So there we need a collaboration, that the collaboration is multidisciplinary and multi-actor. So in my word, collaboration is the future, but everywhere we need the innovation. Innovation is the key. So before going, I want to ask one question. Who is the largest farmland owner of USA? Do anyone know?
Emily?
Sorry?
Emily.
Emily. No, not right
Emily,
answer.
Emily. The product, the nutrition.
No, who
Emily
is the
has this. Oh,
Amway. You were saying Amway.
yeah.
No. It's not the correct answer. Anyone else? It's I am saying it's none other than Bill Gates, the CEO of the Microsoft industry. He's already a billionaire, and if you compare, he is already in the top 10 of the most wealthiest person in the world. So why he have purchased almost 1,71,000 acres of farmland? So why he is needing so much farmland when he is already a billionaire and he will not cultivate by himself, right? But why he is purchasing it? So according to speculation, and if he knows that by 2050 the food demand will rise up into a heights, into a new heights, and already we have degraded our farmland, so there will be no small players, no farmers are able to cope up the demand of the population. So he purchased this land to modernize the farming system and disrupt the food ecosystem. So what if, just look into one video, what if he is doing, if he do the farming in that particular plot, how he will do it? Suppose in his team he will hire 100 of data scientists, which will, what they will do, they will analyze the past 100 years of weather data, and based on that weather data, what kind of crops that can be grown on that particular place, they will also say, and all the lands will be covered through some sensors for their nutritional availability, for their water requirement. It will be automatically generated and it will be transferred through a Internet of Things device that is being situated in the farmland. And if the Internet of Things detects any kind of problem, means any kind of water requirement or pest and disease infestation, it will automatically give signal to the irrigation system to irrigate that particular plot, or send the instructions to the drone that look, go into that place and give this pesticide to the particular place. So it will not only optimize the resources, but also have a greater efficiency. And if he does the livestock monitoring, every livestock are monitored through smart collars, so that before occurring any diseases, they can be produced meat or produce the dairy products available. So this is his, according to speculation, if he will do the farming, he will disrupt the food industry. So finally, what are the career roadmap? What are the career opportunities that we are having? So first of all, in this is mainly first one is drone pilot. So we, as a agriculture student or as a technology students, so if we for being a drone pilot, there is a certification that has been required. In Indian scenario, there are several universities that offers them is 15 days or 30 days skilling up course along with your license. Next is the data scientist. I said data, the more the our society progresses, the need for the data analyst and data scientist will be more, because we need to analyze the data, predict accurately. Also, the sensor I have been talking about in the farms, there must be some operators about the sensor. And hydroponic growers, the hydroponic grower is another career opportunity, that the several companies that are doing hydroponic, we can get career in that, or entrepreneurship development as well. Next is agronomist. To manage all the farms, we need one agronomist. Biotechnologist, so to modify the gene for better appearance, for better appealing of food products, we must need the biotechnologist. Again, so there are some kind of students who actually wants to go into sales or marketing kind of job. They mainly focus onto the pesticide industry or insecticide industry. Along with the pesticide industry, or there is another option of the selling the IoT devices, so Internet of Things devices. Recently, Fossil, there is one startup called Fossil, have developed several of its products that are portable. Not only portable, it is remotely operated. It can be installed in anywhere in any farmland. So they are trying to marketing then, and they are trying to serve the farmer. So there needs to be sales team for their devices. So similarly, this kind of sales team is required. Next is artificial intelligence is an emerging field. Whoever understands it, so if they are having artificial intelligence skills and they want to disseminate among the students, among the faculties, among the researchers, or among the farmers, it is also on career opportunity. Next is remote sensing. I already said that remote sensing is a huge part in for monitoring the crop. Not only monitoring the crops, it also can be used in their disease and pest management in agriculture, and also for disaster management. Any very various kind of application are there for remote sensing expert. So once you train yourself as a remote sensing in Indian context, IIRS ISRO is providing 1 year courses after the agriculture study for remote sensing expert. Or again, you can research, because one company have recently launched DeepSeek. You must have heard some that there was one model, ChatGPT, Gemini, or Facebook Llama. But when the DeepSeek have arrived, the biggest company of America, USA, the Nvidia, have seen a 17% loss in their stock price, and it is in lakhs of crores of $1 billion or $1 trillion amount of loss they have incurred. Why? Because DeepSeek, usually ChatGPT or Gemini, they hire engineers for developing their model. But what DeepSeek does, that they hired researcher, PhD researcher, who is interested in exploring the thing. So in order to make that, the model is now currently superior from any other model, DeepSeek. So every time there is a very high possibility of getting employed if you are a researcher in that artificial intelligence field. Next, what are the upskilling platform for that particular? This is made for some of these are made for Indian context, but some of them are international, like Coursera. Coursera is an internationally recognized platform, and here you can find different courses on not only artificial intelligence but various type of topic that you can either do it or enroll it free. But if you need certificate, you need to pay some money. But if you just want to learn, then most courses are there for free. Next, it is in India, Kaushalya, the skill university. It is basically for the skill development courses. Next, Udemy. It is also international platform. You can learn many things. Next, number 6 is FAO, Food and Agriculture Organizations Open Learning. There is one portal, so you can learn from it. And Google Open Learning is there. United Nations platform is number 12, UNITAR, and the World Bank Group is OLC, World Bank Group. And I also have done several courses from Coursera, Skill India, Agriculture Skill Council of India, FAO Open Learning. I have done 7 one-week course from IIT Kharagpur on precision farming. I also have done some online courses from IIRS ISRO, the Space Agency of Indian Institution. So this is the upskilling platform. Next is the entrepreneurial aspects. So in India, there is a scheme called Agri Clinic and Agri Business Center scheme, where the rural entrepreneur, if they wants to set up any kind of venture, then their loans are getting subsidized at 36% or 44%. If she is female, then 44%, and if he is male, then it is 36%. There is another concept of agri incubation. That is, if you have some different kind of ideas, startup ideas, then government will provide the initial fund of 25 lakh, either 25 or 50 lakhs rupees of fund to the particular startup. And if you want to do any kind of internship, then Internsala is the platform you can look for. There are some job platforms that is called LinkedIn, Naukri.com, Indeed, and Glassdoor. LinkedIn, here it is my LinkedIn account. If you want, you can connect with me by scanning the QR code or by searching through the name. So this is it. And one debate is there, that harmful and beneficial. And another debate is there, AI replacing human. So in short, when there is a two side of one coin, in my viewpoint, when the computers or internet used to begin, then people have a fear that I am doing it by manually, and when the computer arrives, it will lose my job. I will lose my job, right? But after some years or after some decades, when the computer or internet rises, the IT industry, which is a significant portion of any economy right now, have been boomed. And in that particular sector, there are several peoples, they are going in and they're being employed. So it is artificial intelligence. We are saying that artificial intelligence will replace human or this kind of thing. But in my viewpoint, in my perspective, in the coming future, although artificial intelligence will replace some of them, but it will also add a new horizon or new industry as well. So there we can get employed. So in last, one thing, that artificial intelligence will not replace humans, but the human who knows artificial intelligence, how to use artificial intelligence, will replace the human who doesn't know. So that's it, with one quotation of the Rabindranath Tagore, the founder of Vishwa Bharati Shantiniketan, the living UNESCO heritage. I would like to conclude my discussion, and the forum I will be opening for discussion. Okay. So according to Rabindranath Tagore, that everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. So it's not that artificial intelligence will stride us away, but we need to create capacity how to embrace the artificial intelligence. So that's all. Thank you for listening patiently, and that's for tomorrow today. And now the forum is open for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent session. And though I have joined just late, I'm Dr. Jayanto, founder for this Global Forum for Sustainable Rural Development. But above all, I'm very much student of Siddhartha, and I am also from the same alumni of Vishwavati Rural Development Department. Did PhD from Amit Hajra. So
Okay.
from Sir Amit Hajra. So altogether, it's a great. The today entire day was not only for agriculture but also totally for Shantiniketan,
Yes,
Vishwavati.
sir.
So that,
Yes, sir.
that is great. And I mean, quite long
That's true.
time. Yeah, quite long time. We are trying to develop this forum, and now slowly it's gear up. And this course is, I mean, nowadays everybody is talking about the AI, but we thought why not we can make that AI for rural development and agriculture, and which is very demand. Now, I told to Siddhartha also that we can come out with edited volume related to how, in the same topic, AI for rural development and agriculture, how it can be. And I talked to other resource persons also; they are interested. Even I will tell or request to all the participant also, whatever the knowledge and they gather, if they can come out with some thought, it will be great. But in the meantime, I am also planning for something like short duration course on related to agriculture purely, maybe on sustainable agriculture, maybe natural farming. I'll talk to Siddhartha also how we can go ahead. And recently we have signed more with two universities in Africa, mainly Department of Agriculture Extension and Rural Development in two universities, and in this Africa, one is Ilorin University. I will share that thing, and also one Center of Excellence of World Bank, which is named as a Agriculture and Rural Management Training Institute, which is Center of Excellence of World Bank in the Pan Africa. So we have signed more with them. So it's a great day for me. I mean, I think though I was a little busy in outside, I was
Joanto,
could not.
it
Yeah.
happens to be a very good proposal, Joanto. Very good
Yes. Yes.
proposal. If you think of that kind of any course which regards to the
Yes.
sustainability or natural or organic,
Yes.
something
Yes.
like that, with
And
the upcoming issue of in agriculture as well and global.
yes. Yes. Yeah.
Very good
And both
idea.
of
We
you.
are with you as we share the same alma mater.
Hmm.
So
No,
it's always
even
good.
we have already talked to them, and they are ready. So if you can come out with
Very
some
good.
short
Very
duration,
good. Very good.
not short duration course, even 6 month course, and after that, and then we'll launch it. I mean, very soon. And the first course already we are going to start from the March in the sustainable rural development. First certificate course it will be there. So altogether, even I will share that. Musarro